Hey people, it's Monday, the 12th of June. Cheers, everybody. Extraordinary times. Yes, I have my sweater on. It's 7 in the morning, and it's a nice, cool morning. Apparently, the high is only supposed to get up into the 70s today. These days are just about perfect for my taste. I like wearing a layer, actually, to be honest. I like sweaters. Yeah, folks, thank you. I passed 31,000 subscribers as I knew not new, but it's like, well, it's just, well, yeah, it's like I knew. It's up and down, but up. It's great to see folks like Mybertube still with me. I've still got those ride records, man. What a gift. And I haven't bought the new ride records, but their newer stuff is good. They actually got better. When they made Tarantula, it was really obvious that things were falling apart, and Andy Bell was about out and on his way to Oasis. Apparently, they weren't even playing each other's songs or something to that effect. So it's great to see the band Ride get back together. I've told this story before where when I saw Ride with Slowdive, I got to party with them, and that the band, in particular Mark, was very kind to me and made sure to include me in the party and talk to me, and it was just really very cool. So thanks for that, folks. Thank you very much. Just thank you, thank you. Thanks for being my virtual friends, those of you who I've never met. And those of you who I have met, and my family, I'm glad you're in my life. I am. To include music in the conversation, because I'm just going to, again, talk about things as they rise in my consciousness. This is a recent purchase. It came in a reissue of Shannon's album, The Further Adventures of Charles Westover. This is a wonderful album. It's him dabbling with what we called psychedelia. It can almost seem like a concept album. Did I talk about this already? Maybe so, but listened to this all the way through yesterday and then posted it online. And someone in one of the music groups shared that the record company Trouble in Mind used his near mint copy of this album to scan for this cover image for the reissue. That's pretty cool. It's another thing about technology and the internet, which is different from the 60s and 70s, where there was this big divide, this big wall between the audience and the artist, and now it's really pretty much gone. And we can see we're all people, we're all the same, and there's a lot of connections between the people in the audience and people on the records, on stage, etc. A lot of connections, a lot of connections. With that in mind, it does pop into my mind every now and then to get a hold of folks who I've talked to already, like Gary Green and Richard Barbieri and John Weathers, to see if they want to visit again. I know that Richard Barbieri is about to do some festivals with Porcupine Tree. Wish I could be there. And one show in particular where Magma is on the bill with them. Wow. I'd love to see that. Okay. In other music news, personal, I have a rehearsal today with David Nance Mode Sound. So I've been listening to the songs and refamiliarizing myself. His stuff is pretty basic, and really quite a bit of it is country and blues based. So I appreciate when I get a chance to play with him, because I can play the blues and I can walk. What you hear the experience when I play it. It's not an ego thing. It's you hear it and feel it. It's a genuine thing. I love being able to add that to Dave's music. He's played with a lot of people. No offense to none of the bass players, but none of them know how to do it. So I appreciate that I'm not out of the picture, that I am part of the Mode Sound collective. But Sam, the other younger bass player, has been doing most of the gigs. Album's coming out in August on Jack White's label, Trouble in his what the hell is his label? It's on Jack White's label. I can't even think of it right now. Still pretty cool. Okay, another album I played yesterday all the way through. Lovely, wonderful. Yes, my ears are doing well. The tinnitus is down to where it's been for decades, where it's there, but I got used to it a long time ago. Yeah, there's never total silence. But yesterday, this was a joy. It's a reissue, and even as a reissue, it's gone up in value. Afro Harping, Dorothy Ashby. There is an aspect to a couple of these where is it produced by Richard Evans. I was looking to see if Charles Stepney is involved. Richard Evans did the arrangements. That's what I hear. Some pretty groovy arrangements on here. Some things bordering on getting close to, that's kind of psychedelic. This is wonderful. Wonderful. Afro Harping. Dorothy Ashby. I wonder if there's a documentary on her or if there will ever be. I'd love to know more about her. Again, because the joy of music is back, the records I played yesterday, I played all the way through. And this is the other one I played. Ahmed, Malek, and Flako, the electronic tapes. I looked this up. I've forgotten already the backstory on this. You folks that are kind of nerdy like me and sometimes fill in the information that I don't, you're welcome to in the comments, okay? Let people know. This is wonderful. It almost comes off like library music. Maybe it is. Okay, there's some information. Oh, those are acknowledgments. Oh, I also see that I have the download card. This is really good. Seriously. This is really good. It starts off really fanciful. Don't let this, I don't know what impression that gives you. This is really good. Really imaginative. This was wonderful. One of the benefits of the record collection is a record like that where you forget. I've got a lot of records like that where I bought them, listened to them, and filed them, and almost forgotten them. Man, the coffee is good. What else? What else? Well, June is a family month. Several birthdays happen this month. Unfortunately, it'll be the I think it's the 3rd anniversary of my brother's passing. And for years, I would always get his birthday mixed up. Is it June 18th or 19th? I know it's right next to Paul McCartney and Todd Rundgren. But my older sister, it's her birthday this month at the end. It's Floyd's birthday. I think it's one of my nephew's birthdays. And then in July, it's me and my sister Adrian. So it's a time of celebration, you know, and also a little bit of, it's bittersweet because I miss my brother every day. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I do. He was the last direct sibling in Omaha that I had. And I really miss just knowing he's around. I miss that terribly. Okay. So in other news, before I forget, folks, you folks that are doing this are smart. I've already sold a couple more of these Dereck number 2s. I'm down to the last 8 out of 1,000. I manufactured 1,000 of these into the year 2004. Back then, I had no information on how to do a limited run. At the time it seemed like it was impossible to have it done, and so that's what I had to do. I had to go whole hog, and it has taken me this long to just about sell them all. This is good though, it is, and get it while it's gone. I want to share with you that it is on vinyl. I released it on vinyl, and I reconfigured it. Okay, 2 different versions on vinyl. Okay, some of you folks have a copy. So this Dereck 2, the CD. This is Dereck 2, the vinyl, and the cover artwork is by my older sister Stephanie. I love this particular piece of hers. Isn't that beautiful? Here we are on the back. That's me. I'm 17 in that picture. My sister is 20. There's Kareem, my oldest nephew, that you've met him in videos. That big 6-foot-something monster. Kareem, I love you so much. But what I did was, I put this out in a limited edition of, I think, 250. And I reconfigured the music. It's most of the music that's on here with a couple of differences, a couple of different tracks, okay? And I did an edition in black vinyl, of course, with Stephanie's artwork on the label. Just a couple of tracks that I changed on here. So this is unique. Not quite the same as the CD. And then I did I think I did it half and half. Did I? Because this one, there's the black vinyl version, and then here is, I had to do it. Orange, my color. Now, when I had this made, this wasn't the orange that I had in mind, but they didn't have it as a choice. So I figured, well, this is the closest I can get, but isn't that beautiful? There might be only 100 of these. My copy is not numbered, so I don't know. I know this one here is number 1 out of 150. Yeah, I kept the first one. I've heard different philosophies regarding that the first run of a limited number should go out, but I'm not into shoulds. I do what the hell I want. This is really special to me, so I kept number 1. But just again, this is the vinyl version of this, and I've got a total of nine of them left. I don't even have any extras. I just have my copy. And then when I was making this, I made a bunch of prototypes. So I've got several prototypes. So I'm okay with letting these last 9 copies go. Been sitting on them since 2004, Very proud of this work. It's kind of cool that over the years of doing this channel and talking about music, it's developed to the point where I am talking much more about my own music. And that feels good. It feels good. Something else I listened to, since I can write quick. I didn't listen to a whole lot of it, but this is a Timble tape release. Scott Schultz, if you happen to see this, I listened to some of Spelunkers. And I think this is Jay Kramer. Is this Jay Kramer? With Bill Brovold. I played music with both of those people. Yep, it's Bill and Bill Brovold and Jay Kramer, with some other folks involved here. And I just listened to a bit of this, but it the part that I listened to, it starts off kind of slow, but pretty good, pretty cool. Timble tapes. I need to remember to leave a link to this. I'm impressed that Scott does this as a labor of love. He never makes any money. He told me he's never made a cent off of this. You know, he just, it's like a compulsion in a way. Timbal tapes. You get started, and then you think you're done, and then this last batch, he thought he was done, and then he did this last 3 or 4 tapes. So that was cool. That was cool. This is going to be an interesting week, news-wise, here in America. It affects the whole world. But another thing that is in the news that is very interesting is, thank goodness they found those children in the rainforest, and for 40 days those kids survived. That just tells me a whole lot about the human spirit. It tells me about the value of indigenous culture, how those kids probably, due to their culture and the things that their parents and grandparents were teaching them about living, allowed them to survive in the rainforest with an infant. That is just amazing, fantastic, and to me it's also not out of the realm of what could be normal. Here in America, we treat children, to me, a lot of parents who think they're doing the right thing by their kids are treating them like, not raising them well, you know, filling their heads full of garbage and political bullshit and overprotecting them. I will say that as a kid from the 50s and 60s, I do remember those good old days where you get kicked out of the house, literally. Get your asses out this house and go play. I don't want to see you. And we would go out and make it happen. That was the other thing that was fun and funny, having the conversation Zoom with my family, where we talk about issues, and some other stuff coming up again about the past, you know, trauma. And I said, don't you remember that nasty old bum, Mr. Dickey, who was always flashing people in the neighborhood and stuff? And yeah, we would make fun of him, you know. It's like the way that you respond to things has a lot to do with how deeply you're hurt by them. And I'm glad to say that we were toughened up to a degree as kids, you know. So just a certain amount of weirdness and adults being stupid, you just like, well, I'm not having none of that. That comes to mind when I think of the kids in the rainforest. You know, their mom died there with them. The oldest is 13-year-old, and they made it. They survived. That's wonderful. It's inspiring too. Okay, so I'm babbling a little bit, but this will be interesting, the news this week. I hope it's a good week, and I hope the news is good. We need some accountability. There's no way that man needs to get away with any more. Okay. Talk to me, people. Oh, I do. I have another video coming up from the Muse. I've made another of those videos where it's just primarily nature, using free-to-use footage that you can find online. But I made one for the Monument, the tune Monument, and I will upload that this week, possibly today or tomorrow. When I listen to the album, The Muse, it's one of the best things I've released. Cubby and Blake really added a really special extra dimension to the music. Real proud of that music. Okay, talk to you later.